Hello, hi, it's me Markus, and today I'm back with another episode of Let's Build Memories, where I continue to build the Princess Peach's castle. Now last time I built the walls and the towers you can see here, and then I started building the roofs on top of them. Now I thought that a cool place to start would be the roofs of the towers themselves. Now I say that this would be a cool part to start with, but in the end I would come to it and change it up in another episode because I wasn't really pleased with the result, but here I go anyway, and that's how I built the roofs. Now they were very tricky because again there was slopes, there was corners, there was these weird carpenter's blocks, and it was a bit fiddly and I had to figure out how it would join up with the rest of the roof, but in the end it had some cool stuff in it, and I was pleased with the result in the end. Not with this roof you can see here, but the roof all in all was done pretty cool, I think. Now again, I'm using these carpenter's blocks because when you look at Minecraft stairs, usually you would do roofs with Minecraft stairs, you're limited to so many stairs you have. I mean, there's wood, there's birch wood, there's oak wood, there's jungle wood, and you can use variations of stone brick stairs or cobblestone stairs, but that's basically it. There's no stair that's colored in red wool, for example. But that's where the carpenter's blocks come in really handy, because you can color it with any block you want. And I chose to use red wool because in this texture pack it had this little wavy texture to it, and it looked really authentic. Because the Princess Peach's castle doesn't really have this typical red for roofs. When you look at roofs in real life, they're usually a bit darker, they're not this light bright red you can see here, but the Princess Peach's castle is, and it already has a little orangey tinge to it, and it's not really this dark orange you would see normally. So that's why I used that. Now I cut out a few of the moments where I built the roof because it was too fiddly to put in, and then I thought, well, I need a starting point of where I could measure the height of the roof. So I built the back tower of the Princess Peach's castle. You can see me lay out the foundations for it in the background, and I again whipped out my builder's wand from extra utilities and pull it up like, I think it is 70 blocks high already, the final tower with the taller top to it. But then I figured it wasn't wide enough, so I widened it by 2 blocks, so one on either side. And it had a diameter of 17 blocks, and that's a lot. And then I continued building it up with a smaller bit. When you look at the Princess Peach's castle, it has this thick tower going up, and then a bit of roof, and then this smaller tower sticking up even further, and then this spiked roof on top. Now I had the main roof of the main bit of the castle join up to the roof to know where exactly the height was set. Then I again used my carpenter slopes to color it with red wool. Looked neat, looked nice. And in the next episode about where I'm building now, there's going to be the Peach's picture, or the kinda, yeah, I guess it's a picture in the walls, and that's what I'm going to build next time. Now I started building the roof on the side. This would not be as high as the slope you can see on the front of the castle. Now I figured I would make it not this high, steep, but then I built the standard slopes again, and I tore down one layer of the roof because it wouldn't match up with what I built with the towers. Then again, fast forwarding to what it looked like when I added in the second tower, and on the other side I repeated the motif we had on the other side, and just let me warp in the second half of the castle roof. Whew, there was a lot of work. And then I went to the bit where the tower would join up with the rest of the castle. Now again, I rounded up the corners with some slopes. I used again my stone bricks to color them, and as you can see, the smaller tower is floating in the air, but that's no problem since we're going to patch it up with some roof that's going to join up to it, and it's going to look great. Now again, this was a bit fiddly because there was this weird measurements of the tower. It wasn't really right. Usually I build towers with 15 or 19 blocks of diameter because the corners would not be as fiddly as with a diameter of 17. Of course, it's better than not having an odd number, so 16 or 18 would be very, very problematic. But 17 was fiddly as well, but in the end it turned out great. I think it's not perfectly symmetrical on all 4 sides, but that's no problem. I think the human eye can't see a difference when you fly by real quick. And then I started building the peaked roof. Now this was something special because I haven't actually built a peaked roof like this in this build at all, because I looked at the smaller towers of the castle, the 4 ones on the main roof, and I wasn't pleased with them. I thought that they were too flat, but I wasn't sure how to change it up. Now, usually a slope connects up to another slope, but in this case you can see me here pulling up the roof by 1 more, so it wouldn't increase the height by 1 block per decrease in diameter. It would go up 2 blocks, and that's what gave it this spiked look. Again, this took a lot of time. I think I spent 35 minutes only on the smaller bit of the tower, including the roof. So that's a lot of time if you just look at it real quick, because when you're standing on the ground you don't really bother to look at the peaked roof on top of the tower that much. And but still, I'm pleased with the result. In the next episode I'm going to decorate it with some windows eventually, and it's going to look really great. And also I don't think that the non-fluent junctions between the slopes are a big deal, because I think it looked cool, the roof. And there I go. Next time I'm going to build the Peach's portrait on the front of the castle, add some windows maybe, add some decorations to the wall, and make some decorations in general. So tune in next time and see you then. Bye!